Welcome back down to Portway. We thought we'd have a quick catch up with George after Saturday's match against Harbury, but after the excitement of the 40-19 win, we've given it a couple of days to make sure we can get the full reflection and everyone's enjoying that home game that we had. So, I mean, we can start there. I think it was a really solid performance. I mean, we were kind of expecting them to come back at us, and we held out on our defence after having an early lead, and then still managed to find a way through at the end. It's kind of delivering across a lot of areas there, I think, really for us, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think we started the game really well. Some early tries, some early points on the board is always a good confidence boost. But I think it was very similar game to Salvan, where you might have the front foot for the first sort of 10-15 minutes like we did, and you're going to expect them to come back into the game at some point. And then Harbury did. They got some phases together and a couple of tries. I think the difficulty was, I think some of the tries were quite avoidable, probably from our mistakes. Sometimes our willingness to play can sometimes lead to opportunities for the opposition to score, and I think that definitely happened this weekend. So yeah, going into half time, it was pretty much a team talk to say, look, let's just tighten up a little bit in terms of if we're getting a little bit too loose, and restructure and go again. And it took a little bit of time to get that going, and Harbury kept battering. And I think one thing that's probably been a credit to us all season is our defence. We actually can hold teams out quite well. And yeah, a nice little flourish to end the game, to put the game to bed, to finish off what was a good game and a good day. So yeah, I think off the back of the Salvan performance, to try and replicate that intensity again is difficult, but I don't think we were too far off it, and I'm pretty confident and excited to go into the cup run this week.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he said there was definitely strength that we've had all season and we put on display. And again, sometimes when you have that freedom on the scoreboard, you kind of get overexcited and just try and stretch it a little bit too far because it's going well. But to regather and build on those, particularly goal line defence, and not conceding penalties is quite an achievement, really, because top flight teams struggle with it.
Yeah, and I think it just shows there's that we're building that resilience that we kind of need. I think we're happy to do the graft sometimes in defence, which it sometimes is. I think one thing that I've tried to instill in the boys, and it's still a work in progress, but the harder you work off the ball, the easier it is to when you have it. And that just it shows against some of the teams we've played. Like we've had to sit in for 5-10 minutes worth of game before we have a chance to even attack with the ball. And I've said this continuously most of the season. Ball in hand, I think we're one of the best in the league, and I think we're second for try bonus points in the league outside of Aston, who are only 1 or 2 above us. So out of the 20 games we've played, at 13 of those we've come away with a try bonus. So I think that's pretty good, and I mean I spoke to a lot of the supporters in the bar after the games, and people are enjoying watching the rugby that we're putting on. So yeah, it's been a good season, a good last couple of games definitely, and hopefully more to come in the cup.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, it's a 2:00 kick-off on Saturday. It's a little bit earlier than normal away at Brackley. And yeah, being able to take those chances could be really important, and keeping that resiliency throughout that game, because knockout cup fixtures are all about that. It's small little chances, and it can slip away or come towards you.
Yeah, we just had a chat there today, and it's all about sort of trying to put that across to the boys that realistically it's win or go home in some aspects, and sometimes that's a bit of a daunting thing to think about. And I think the only thing that we kind of need to bring into our game, especially when there's the jeopardy on the line of losing, is that we just need a little bit more composure sometimes, especially in our own half. Like we love the willingness to play sometimes, and our forwards give us a good platform to do so. But there's right times and right places, and we're just having a chat with the guys in the back line. It's just it could do with just going out a few times, and just allowing us to reset and go again. But yeah, I'm excited. I think if we play the way we have done in the last couple of fixtures, I think we could go on a pretty good run. It's all there to win. You know, we've already got, you know, we know who we've got in the next round if we get there. A team that we've played twice this season already. So, you know, in terms of the opportunity, it's there to go for. And I think, you know, Saturday could be the platform to bounce on and go for it. So yeah, we're excited. The team are looking good out there this week. You know, who knows?
So yeah, I think it should be a really exciting day. And I for one can't wait to be there on Saturday watching it, and I'm sure everyone else who's joining us will be as well.
Yeah, I can't wait for it. Make sure you're there, gentlemen.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, cheers, George, and
Cheers,
we'll
guys.
see you soon. Cheers.